Hello, this is part 3 of my Starlink live streaming video series test. In part 2, we tested whether you can stream directly from the Pixis to the Starlink to Vimeo. Now I've added the LiveU Solo into the mix to see if that can make it even better. This first test, we're going to start without LRT, their bonding solution. And we're just going SDI from the Pixis to the LiveU Solo, which is connected via Ethernet to Starlink. We'll see if that makes any difference compared to just Pixis into the Starlink. So we're doing SDI straight into the LiveU Solo. You can see I have the modems disconnected. There's the SDI cable there. And there's the Ethernet connection to the Starlink Mini. And like before, we've got the laptop running on Wi-Fi to see the Vimeo screen. Let's press start and see what happens. Connecting. Okay. 538, 865. There we go. Okay. And now I forgot I've got to record on QuickTime on the laptop. It's streaming. It's recording. Let's look at the stream health. It's good. Let's look at the LiveU panel here. LiveU streaming at 3175. Just got started. LRT's off. Well, let's give it a second to warm up. Start the test. Let's go live. Okay, already we see a huge dip and a huge spike. Let's see what the live looks like. It actually looks, so let's make the quality back to 1080p here. Didn't check that on the other one. Oh. 1080p. Okay, there we go. 1080p quality looks better. Well, I don't know if the LiveU does anything to it without LRT, if there's some kind of background processing. There it looked like we saw a little glitch just happened. Let's see what LiveU says. You can see it's connected to Ethernet, staying roughly around 4,000. And let's look at the stream health on Vimeo. A lot more dipping. Wow, so it's just not as smooth as straight up Starlink at all. That's surprising. I thought maybe LiveU would do something in the background that would smooth things out, but it looks even worse. A lot of fluctuation going on. It looks worse than directly to Starlink. I have a feeling this test isn't going to work. I'm going to end it early. I'm going to end it at 5 minutes because, well, let's see what it looks like on the back end. The movement looks good. I don't see any glitching. And what about the LiveU page? This one surprised me because we saw a lot of fluctuations in the bit rate and the frame rate, although they didn't come through on the actual event page. Next test, we're going to bond the two Starlinks into the LiveU Solo. All right, in the moment we've all been waiting for, we are going to test whether we can stream bonded through the LiveU Solo with 2 Starlinks, 1 camera, or it could be a switcher. This test, like before, we've got the Pixis SDI going straight into the LiveU Solo. The modems are unplugged. We've got the Wi-Fi router from the V2 right here next to the LiveU Solo, and that's connected as Wi-Fi. And the Starlink Mini is connected via the Ethernet jack. And like before, we're streaming RTMP to Vimeo. So let's do record. We'll go live for LiveU Solo. You can see we've got 2 green dots, one for Ethernet, one for guest 5G. Let that go live button. Streaming started successfully. And let's see. We got LRT on, low delay mode on. There we go. Took a second to fire up. Boom. Okay. Stream preview. Let's see what the stream health looks like. It's just getting started. It says ready. All right, let's hit it. Let's go for 10 more minutes. Now let's look at the preview. Right away, you can see the bandwidth is way better. So even went up to 9,439. Over here, let's make sure that the settings are set to 1080p. Okay, 1080p. Give it a second to refresh. Let's go back to the preview here. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. It's exactly what we want. I like that the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi are pretty much the same. A little more fluctuation on the Wi-Fi, but that's what the bonding does. It makes up for that. Getting a very steady stream at, 9,000, 9,300. I think I would feel good about this without cellular coverage. Of course, if we connected the cell phone modems, then, that's pretty darn redundant. I don't think we'd ever have a problem, but you never know in live streaming. Let's see what Vimeo said. Yeah, very steady. Let's see how much of a delay there is between live and the stream. I'm gonna put my fingers in here and get a little snap here. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 10,000. There was a glitch there. 19. Oh, there was a glitch. We see it dropped down to 8539. Wow. Glitchy there too. Whoa. Where's this Wi-Fi coming from? Oh, maybe that's why, because it's on guest 5G. Okay, hopefully those glitches were caused because I was on the same Wi-Fi as a Starlink, which is not a good idea. It should have your monitor, your laptop on a separate Wi-Fi or hotspot. Let's see if we see anything in Vimeo. Oh, there's that dip. There was a dip at 139. Surprisingly big frame rate dip. That's probably what we saw. The lighting's different, but I think it may be sharper than just going Pixis to Starlink. It just looks a little bit more detailed, crystal clear, as opposed to just Pixis to Starlink. Of course, this only works if you can run cables to the Starlink outside and there are no obstructions. There we go, that's 10 minutes. So hey, another 10-minute test, and I think it worked great. I'm really happy with the results. The 2 Starlinks bonding into the LiveU, the perfect solution for when you're out and you don't have cell service. I mean, I couldn't be happier with that. We saw a couple of glitches, but I think that may be because the laptop got switched to the Starlink. So I would definitely recommend that you make sure that the laptop that you're using for monitoring has its own Wi-Fi, and the only thing going out of the Starlinks is the video signal. So the bitrate and the frame rate were a lot more steady than any of the other tests. And I think the quality of the video was a lot better. They seem to have a lot more detail. Well, it's Sunday. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. I'll come back to you with my results later, and we'll put all this in a blog post. Thanks for watching.